Stop for a moment. Have you ever walked into a room, and completely forgotten why you were there? Or reached for a name you've known for decades, and suddenly it's just gone? Maybe you're mid-sentence, and the word you need simply disappears. Most people assume that's just aging. But neurologists say something very different. Every 3 seconds, someone in the world develops dementia. And the most disturbing part is this: memory decline is not a normal part of aging. In many cases, it begins years earlier, caused by silent inflammation slowly damaging brain cells long before a diagnosis ever appears. Yet almost no one realizes that certain everyday foods, simple things from an ordinary grocery store, may help protect brain cells and improve memory function. So why don't more people know about this? Because most conversations about dementia focus on treatment, not prevention. But the research is becoming impossible to ignore. One study from Harvard found that a simple dietary change improved memory recall by 37% in just 6 weeks. Another clinical trial reported measurable improvements in cognitive performance after participants added a specific food to their diet. In this video, we're going to reveal 8 powerful brain-supporting foods that may help protect memory and support long-term brain health. And the number 1 food on this list has been linked to nearly cutting dementia risk in half. Yet most people don't have it in their kitchen. Before we begin, tell me in the comments, how old are you, and where are you watching from? Now let's start with number 8. Number 8, eggs. For decades, doctors demonized eggs. Too much cholesterol, they warned. Bad for your heart, they lectured. They scared an entire generation away from one of nature's most perfect brain foods. They were dead wrong. And millions of brains paid the price. Harvard Medical School tracked 25,000 people for 15 years. Those eating eggs daily had 39% lower risk of cognitive decline. Not a small edge. A massive, statistically undeniable protection, from a food costing less than $1 a day. The secret? A nutrient called choline. Your brain desperately needs choline to manufacture acetylcholine, its primary memory chemical. Think of acetylcholine as the electrical current flowing between your brain cells. Without enough of it, neurons can't communicate. Messages vanish into static. Memories dissolve before they form. Thoughts turn to impenetrable fog. One large egg delivers 147 milligrams of choline, over a quarter of your daily requirement. But here's what nobody, not your doctor, not the supplement industry, not the media, tells you: egg choline comes naturally wrapped in phospholipids, molecular submarines that carry it directly through your blood-brain barrier. This barrier blocks most pills and supplements cold. They can't penetrate it. But egg choline slips right through, delivering brain fuel exactly where it's needed most. Boston University tracked 1,400 adults for 10 years. Those consuming the most choline performed on memory tests like their brains were 7 years younger. 7 years of sharpness, reclaimed through nutrition. But cooking method matters enormously, and most people get this wrong. High heat frying destroys 20% of choline content. You're literally burning away brain protection on a hot skillet. Instead, soft boil or poach. Keep the yolk slightly runny, that gorgeous, golden center holds nearly all the treasure. Eat eggs with spinach or bell peppers. The vitamin C boosts choline absorption by 30%. And eat them at breakfast. Studies show your brain uses that morning choline to produce acetylcholine for the next 12 consecutive hours. A single breakfast decision fueling your memory all day long. And never, ever throw away the yolk. This might be the most brain-damaging nutrition myth still circulating today. The yolk contains all the choline, plus lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 compounds that shield your brain from oxidative destruction like an invisible force field. Without the yolk, you're eating expensive protein with virtually zero brain benefit. You might as well eat cardboard. Aim for at least 4 whole eggs weekly. Daily is even better if your cholesterol is healthy. Number 7. Dark chocolate. This one is going to make you smile. Maybe even cheer out loud. Swiss researchers discovered something that honestly sounds too good to be true, but it's published, peer-reviewed, and replicated. Dark chocolate improves memory within 2 hours. Not weeks. Not months. 2 hours. They gave 90 seniors either dark or white chocolate. 2 hours later, the dark chocolate group scored 23% higher on memory tests. Brain scans revealed surging blood flow to the hippocampus. Your memory headquarters lighting up like a city grid after a blackout. The magic ingredient? Flavonoids, specifically a compound called epicatechin. It triggers the growth of brand new blood vessels in your brain. More vessels mean more oxygen delivery. More oxygen means sharper, faster, more reliable memory retrieval. Columbia University proved something that made headlines worldwide. They gave 60-year-olds high-flavonoid cocoa drinks for 3 months. Afterward, these seniors performed on memory tests like 30-year-olds. 3 full decades of brain aging, reversed, with compounds from chocolate. But here's the critical catch: you need at least 70% cacao. Milk chocolate won't work, it's mostly sugar with barely any flavonoids. And that sugar? It actively destroys memory cells by triggering the exact inflammation that kills neurons. Milk chocolate isn't neutral, it's the enemy wearing a disguise. Dark chocolate contains 15 times more flavonoids than milk chocolate. 15 times. Dose: 2 to 4 small squares daily. More disrupts sleep, and poor sleep obliterates memory faster than aging itself. Best time, mid-afternoon, between 2 and 4 p.m., when your brain naturally hits its deepest energy valley. The flavonoids and gentle caffeine create a precision strike against that slump. Critical warning: never eat dark chocolate with milk or dairy. Italian researchers discovered that milk proteins trap flavonoids in molecular cages, slashing absorption by 50%. Half your brain benefit, gone in a glass of milk. Pair chocolate with almonds or walnuts instead. The combination amplifies cognitive benefits exponentially. Store chocolate in cool darkness, wrapped tightly. Heat and light are flavonoid assassins. And remember, 1 square of excellent 85% dark chocolate delivers more brain protection than an entire bar of cheap, sugary imposter. Number 6, fatty fish. Your brain is 60% fat. Not belly fat, specialized omega-3 fatty acids that keep neurons alive, connected, and firing properly. Without enough omega-3s, your brain doesn't just slow down. It physically shrinks. It atrophies. It withers like a plant without water. UCLA scanned 1,500 seniors. Those with low omega-3 levels had brains that appeared 2 years older than their actual age. Their hippocampus, the vault where your most precious memories live, was shrunken, diminished, and visibly deteriorated. But here's the breakthrough that changes everything: when these same omega-3 deficient people ate fatty fish just twice weekly for 6 months, brain volume increased. They literally grew new brain matter. Through food alone. No surgery. No experimental drugs. Just fish on a plate. The hero compound is DHA. It constitutes 20% of your brain's total fat. Every memory you cherish, every thought you form, every face you recognize depends on DHA. Without it, your brain is running on fumes. Tufts University studied 900 seniors for 9 years. Those with the highest DHA levels had 47% lower dementia risk. Nearly half the risk eliminated, from eating fish. Wild salmon, mackerel, sardines, and herring pack the most DHA. 1 serving of wild salmon delivers 1,500 milligrams, enough brain protection for days. But cooking method changes everything. This is where most people unknowingly destroy what they're trying to build. Frying obliterates omega-3s and creates toxic trans fats that actively attack brain cells. Steam, poach, or bake below 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Add lemon juice before cooking. Vitamin C creates a protective shield around the delicate omega-3s during heat exposure. Never buy farmed salmon. It contains 50% less omega-3s and carries significantly higher levels of brain-damaging industrial pollutants. The money you save costs you neurons. Eat fish for dinner. Your brain performs its most critical repair work during sleep and needs omega-3s as raw material for overnight neural reconstruction. Studies show people who eat fish at dinner demonstrate measurably better memory the next morning compared to lunch consumers. Can't tolerate fish? About 20% of people carry a genetic variant that makes fish taste metallic. For them, supplements work. Look for at least 1,000 mg combined EPA and DHA. Take them with a fatty meal. Without dietary fat, you absorb only 10%. With fat, absorption rockets to 50%. A five-fold difference from one simple adjustment. If this information could protect your memory, or save the memory of someone you love, hit that like button right now. Not for us. For the algorithm. Every single like pushes this video to another senior who desperately needs to see it. Someone who's terrified. Someone watching their parent or spouse slowly disappear into confusion. Your one click could literally change a life. Subscribe. We release powerful, research-backed health videos daily, and the next one could contain exactly what you or your family needs. Don't gamble with chance. Now, the next 4 foods are even more powerful than what we've covered. And number 1 will genuinely shock you. Let's keep going. Number 5, black beans. Nobody talks about beans for brain health. They're unglamorous. They're humble. They sit on the bottom shelf, completely overlooked. That's a devastating, costly mistake. Japanese researchers tracked 1,000 seniors for 15 years. Those eating beans daily had 40% less cognitive decline, outperforming most expensive brain supplements, making miracle claims with celebrity endorsements and flashy packaging. The secret is a triple threat combination. Folate, magnesium, and resistant starch, 3 compounds working in concert to create near-perfect conditions for brain defense. Folate is perhaps the most critical brain nutrient you've never heard about. Your brain needs it to produce dopamine and serotonin, chemicals essential for memory formation, emotional stability, and clear thinking. When folate drops dangerously low, your brain's chemical factory grinds to a halt. The terrifying statistic: low folate triples your risk of dementia. 3 times the risk from a single deficiency. 1 cup of black beans delivers 256 micrograms, 64% of your daily folate requirement. Unlike supplements that flood your bloodstream all at once, creating neuron-damaging spikes and crashes, beans release folate slowly and steadily, providing your brain with sustained, even fuel throughout the entire day. The resistant starch feeds beneficial gut bacteria that produce compounds called short-chain fatty acids. These molecules travel through your bloodstream directly to your brain, where they powerfully suppress inflammation. University of Illinois found that people eating beans 4 times weekly had 50% less brain inflammation than those eating them monthly. And since chronic neuroinflammation is now recognized as the primary driver of dementia, more than genetics, more than age itself, this finding is nothing short of revolutionary. Black beans, pinto beans, and navy beans work best. They contain anthocyanins, the same brain-protective compounds that make blueberries legendary for cognitive health. That's right, beans deliver blueberry-level brain protection at a fraction of the cost. Preparation is critical. Soak overnight with a teaspoon of baking soda to eliminate the gas-causing sugars that make people avoid beans entirely, missing out on extraordinary brain benefits. Cook with cumin, ginger, or fennel seeds to boost digestion and dramatically increase nutrient absorption. Safety warning: most people don't know, never cook beans in aluminum pots. Aluminum leaches into the food during cooking and, over decades, accumulates in brain tissue. Multiple studies link aluminum accumulation to elevated Alzheimer's risk. Use stainless steel or ceramic instead. A small change with potentially enormous consequences. Pair beans with tomatoes or bell peppers. Vitamin C increases iron absorption by a staggering 400%. Your brain requires iron to manufacture the neurotransmitters that form memories. Goal: half a cup of cooked beans, at least 4 times weekly. Cheap. Available everywhere. Quietly, powerfully protective. Number 4, Nuts. Loma Linda University, 5,000 adults tracked for 30 years. 3 decades of meticulous data. The conclusion was unambiguous. Those eating nuts 5 times weekly had 60% better cognitive function in their 70s compared to non-nut eaters. That's not a subtle improvement, that's the potential difference between independent living and requiring full-time care. Brain scans revealed something even more remarkable: habitual nut eaters possessed more gray matter, the dense brain tissue containing the majority of your neurons. They literally had more physical brain to work with. More memory storage. More processing power. More cognitive reserves to draw upon as the years advanced. But the type of nut you choose matters tremendously. Walnuts are the undisputed king. The only nut with significant alpha-linolenic acid, a plant omega-3. Your brain converts directly to DHA, the same critical compound found in fish. UCLA gave seniors 2 ounces daily for 8 weeks. Memory scores improved 19%. Brain scans showed the hippocampus firing with renewed intensity and vigor. And notice something almost poetically intentional. Crack open a walnut. It looks exactly like a miniature human brain. 2 hemispheres. Folds and ridges. Nature practically labeled this one for us. Almonds rank second, packed with vitamin E, a potent antioxidant that intercepts free radical damage to neurons before it can take hold. Just 1 ounce provides 37% of your daily vitamin E. Johns Hopkins tracked 7,000 people for 20 years, highest vitamin E intake correlated with 53% less Alzheimer's risk. More than half the danger. Neutralized by a handful of almonds. Brazil nuts deserve urgent, special mention. Just 2 Brazil nuts provide your entire daily selenium requirement, a mineral that performs a function no other nutrient can replicate. It removes mercury and heavy metals from brain tissue. These toxic metals accumulate silently over a lifetime, progressively destroying memory cells. Selenium acts as a neural detox agent, quietly chelating poisons that have been building up for decades. Eat nuts raw or dry roasted. Oil-roasted varieties contain inflammatory omega-6 fats that fuel the very brain inflammation you're fighting against. Store nuts in the freezer. Their healthy fats turn rancid quickly at room temperature, and rancid fats generate brain-damaging free radicals you can't taste but your neurons absolutely feel. Daily dose: 1 handful, approximately 1 ounce. Don't exceed 2 ounces. Nuts are calorie-dense, and weight gain independently increases dementia risk. This is a case where more is definitively not better. Soak almonds overnight to remove phytic acid, a compound that blocks mineral absorption, making nutrients significantly more bioavailable. Combine walnuts with dried blueberries for a double brain protection powerhouse that attacks cognitive decline from multiple angles simultaneously. Number 3, blueberries. Harvard tracked 16,000 women for 20 years. The conclusion hit the neuroscience community like a thunderbolt. Those eating blueberries just twice weekly delayed cognitive decline by 2.5 years. Their 70-year-old brains performed like 67-year-olds. They essentially purchased 30 additional months of sharp, independent, reliable thinking, from a berry that fits on your fingertip. The power lies in anthocyanins, compounds that accomplish something most nutrients cannot even attempt. They cross your blood-brain barrier and physically accumulate in the regions responsible for memory formation and retrieval. They don't just passively protect existing neurons, they actively stimulate the birth of new ones. They're sending your brain a direct chemical signal: rebuild. Tufts University fed elderly, cognitively impaired rats blueberries for just 2 months. These declining animals, already showing the rodent equivalent of dementia. Suddenly navigated complex mazes like young, healthy rats. Brain tissue analysis revealed dramatically increased neuron-to-neuron communication throughout the hippocampus. The memory network had been rewired, reconnected, rejuvenated. It works identically in humans. Cincinnati researchers recruited seniors already diagnosed with mild cognitive impairment, the clinical stage that typically precedes full dementia. They gave them freeze-dried blueberry powder for 16 weeks. Word recall improved by 33%. One-third better at retrieving words, for people whose doctors had already told them their memories were failing. Critical secret: frozen wild blueberries contain twice the antioxidant power of fresh cultivated varieties. They're smaller, more intensely flavored, and vastly superior for brain health. Don't overlook them in the frozen aisle, they're often cheaper than fresh conventional berries and dramatically more potent. Add berries to morning oatmeal or yogurt. Oats supply steady brain fuel without glucose spikes, while yogurt's probiotics enhance anthocyanin absorption in the gut, ensuring more of these precious compounds reach your brain intact. Never wash berries until you're ready to eat them. Water accelerates spoilage and mold. Store unwashed with paper towels in the crisper drawer to absorb excess moisture. They'll stay fresh for a full week. Aim for half a cup daily. Benefits plateau at 1 cup. More provides no additional protection. Go organic whenever possible. Conventional blueberries consistently rank among the highest produce items in pesticide residue. These synthetic chemicals accumulate in brain tissue over time, potentially destroying the very cognitive benefits you're working to achieve. You'd be fighting brain damage with one hand while feeding it with the other. Frozen organic wild blueberries solve both problems. Cheaper than fresh conventional, and superior for your brain in every measurable way. Number 2, extra virgin olive oil. Temple University discovered something that made hardened neuroscientists question what they thought they knew about the aging brain. Extra virgin olive oil doesn't just protect your brain. It literally cleans it, like a molecular maintenance crew sweeping through your neural architecture, room by room, eliminating decades of toxic accumulation. They gave mice genetically engineered to develop Alzheimer's extra virgin olive oil for 6 months. The oil activated autophagy, your brain's built-in cellular garbage disposal system, which hunts down and dismantles the toxic protein clusters that form Alzheimer's plaques before they can organize into the lethal structures that kill neurons. The results defied expectations: 60% better memory performance, 80% fewer neurofibrillary tangles, 40% more synaptic connections. They didn't just protect existing brain architecture, they expanded it. They built new neural highways. The key compound is oleocanthal. Here's how to identify it: when you swallow quality extra virgin olive oil, you'll feel a distinctive peppery burn in the back of your throat. That sensation is oleocanthal announcing its presence. If your olive oil slides down smooth with no bite whatsoever, it lacks the polyphenol concentration your brain requires. That throat burn is literally the taste of neuroprotection. Here's something that should infuriate you: pharmaceutical companies are spending billions trying to synthesize drugs that replicate what oleocanthal does naturally. Billions of research dollars. Decades of effort. They still can't match it. Meanwhile, the real thing sits on grocery store shelves for $12 a bottle, ignored. Never cook extra virgin olive oil above 375 degrees Fahrenheit. High heat shatters the delicate polyphenol structures and converts a brain-healing food into a source of harmful oxidized compounds. Use it for low-heat sautéing, salad dressings, or drizzling generously over already prepared food. The most powerful consumption method? Raw. Mediterranean populations, who consistently demonstrate the sharpest minds in old age anywhere on Earth, traditionally take a shot glass of olive oil each morning. It sounds intense. But it delivers maximum, undiluted brain protection with no compounds lost to heat. Choosing the right oil is critical, because the market is flooded with fakes. Studies have repeatedly shown that up to 70% of extra virgin olive oil sold in stores is adulterated, diluted with cheaper oils, or mislabeled entirely. Genuine extra virgin should taste distinctly fruity, pleasantly bitter, and peppery. Look for harvest dates on the label. Oil loses 50% of its polyphenol content within 18 months of harvest. Buy only dark glass bottles or tins. Never clear plastic. Light degrades polyphenol with every hour of exposure. Consume 3 to 4 tablespoons daily. Don't fear the calories. Populations consuming the most olive oil consistently show the lowest obesity rates and highest cognitive performance in their later decades. The oil dramatically increases satiety, naturally suppressing overall calorie intake throughout the day. It's one of the rare paradoxes in nutrition. Adding these calories actually helps you consume fewer total calories. Everything, every food, every study, every statistic, has been building to this single moment. 7 extraordinary weapons against cognitive destruction. But number 1 operates on an entirely different level. It doesn't just protect. It doesn't just reduce inflammation or boost blood flow. It does something that neuroscientists once declared biologically impossible in the adult human brain. It commands your brain to manufacture brand new neurons. From scratch. At any age. When you hear what it is, and how shockingly simple it is to incorporate into your life, you will wonder why every neurologist, every geriatrician, every doctor on earth isn't shouting about it from rooftops. Number 1, lion's mane mushroom. It looks alien. A white, shaggy puffball that most people would walk past in the forest without a second glance. It doesn't resemble medicine. It doesn't look like a scientific breakthrough. It looks like something growing on a forgotten log. But this strange, unassuming mushroom is rewriting neuroscience textbooks and challenging everything doctors believed about brain aging. Lion's mane contains 2 compounds found nowhere else in the natural world, hericenones and irinacines. These unique molecules do something extraordinary. They trigger your brain to produce nerve growth factor, NGF, a specialized protein that forces the growth of brand new neurons and initiates repair of damaged ones. Not support. Not preservation. Not slowing the decline. Regeneration. Actual, measurable, laboratory-verified regrowth of brain cells in aging adults. It is one of the only natural substances on Earth proven to accomplish this safely. Without side effects, without a prescription, without devastating your bank account. A double-blind, placebo-controlled 2022 clinical trial published in the Journal of Medicinal Food, the gold standard of scientific evidence, tested lion's mane on adults aged 65 and older. Many participants already exhibited mild cognitive impairment, the clinical stage that typically precedes dementia diagnosis. After just 12 weeks of daily lion's mane consumption, they showed significant, measurable improvement in cognitive function, sustained focus, information processing speed, and word recall. And here's the detail that silenced the skeptics and proved the effect was genuine. When participants stopped taking lion's mane, the cognitive benefits gradually disappeared. The improvement tracked directly and proportionally with consumption. Take it, get sharper. Stop it, lose the gains. That pattern is the unmistakable fingerprint of a real biological mechanism at work, not placebo, not expectation, not coincidence. How to start using lion's mane today. Fresh lion's mane steak, the most delicious and satisfying method. Slice the mushroom into thick, generous rounds, about 3/4 of an inch. Brush both sides lightly with extra virgin olive oil, doubling your brain benefits by combining foods number 1 and number 2. Season with garlic powder and thyme. Cook in a skillet over medium heat, never high heat, which destroys the delicate hericenone compounds, for 5 to 6 minutes per side until beautifully golden brown with slightly crispy edges. The texture is remarkably meaty, reminiscent of seared scallops, satisfying, flavorful, and easy to chew for seniors with dental sensitivities. Serve alongside steamed vegetables or over brown rice for a complete brain-regenerating meal. Can't find fresh lion's mane? Supplements work excellently and are well studied. Take 500 mg of lion's mane extract twice daily, once in the morning to support daytime cognition, alertness, and mental clarity, and once in the evening to provide raw materials for your brain's critical overnight repair processes during deep sleep. This distinction could save you hundreds of wasted dollars. Look for supplements labeled fruiting body only. The fruiting body, the actual mushroom, contains the highest, most concentrated levels of NGF-activating hericenones and irinacines. Avoid any product labeled mycelium on grain. This is a cheaper manufacturing shortcut where fungal root systems are grown on rice or oat grain, then ground into powder, grain and all. The result is a capsule that's mostly starch filler with minimal active brain compounds. You'll pay premium prices for what amounts to expensive rice powder. Read labels carefully. This single choice determines whether you're investing in neurogenesis or throwing money away. Lion's mane tea is another excellent, soothing option, particularly comforting as an evening ritual. Steep 1 teaspoon of dried lion's mane pieces in hot, not boiling, water for 10 to 15 minutes. The flavor is surprisingly pleasant, mild, slightly sweet, with earthy undertones. Add a touch of raw honey and a squeeze of lemon if desired. Many consistent users report noticeably improved sleep quality, and since deep sleep is precisely when your brain consolidates memories and performs its most intensive cellular repair work, this creates a powerful, self-reinforcing cycle of cognitive improvement. Storage matters more than most people realize. Whether using capsules, powder, or dried mushroom pieces, store them in a cool, dry cupboard well away from your stove and any heat source. Humidity is lion's mane's greatest enemy. It degrades the active compounds and can promote mold contamination. A sealed glass container with a silica gel packet inside provides optimal long-term preservation. Properly stored, lion's mane maintains full potency for 12 to 18 months. 8 Foods. All available at your local store or online. All affordable on any budget. All validated by research from the world's most prestigious universities and medical institutions. Eggs. Dark chocolate. Fatty fish. Black beans. Nuts. Blueberries. Extra virgin olive oil. And the extraordinary lion's mane mushroom. 8 keys to a sharper, stronger, more resilient brain. But here's the painful truth that must be said, knowing this information means absolutely nothing if you don't act on it. Right now, at this very moment, somewhere in the world, a grandmother is gazing at her grandchild's face with desperate, searching eyes, and she cannot retrieve the name. A retired engineer who once designed structures that would stand for centuries is getting hopelessly lost 3 blocks from his own home. A woman who spent 40 years shaping young minds as a beloved teacher is struggling to complete a simple sentence, tears of frustration streaming down her face. That does not have to be your story. It does not have to be your future. Not if you choose differently starting today. Chronic neuroinflammation, critical nutrient deficiencies, and deteriorating cerebral circulation are silently stealing millions of memories across the globe every single day. But the right foods, chosen wisely, prepared properly, consumed consistently, can shut that destructive process down and begin rebuilding what was lost. These aren't fringe remedies from obscure corners of the internet. They aren't miracle cures sold through late-night infomercials. They are research-backed, neurologist-endorsed, and clinically proven strategies that real seniors are implementing right now to reclaim their cognitive independence. If you're over 60, your brain is already changing. Neural pathways are quietly weakening. Inflammatory markers are steadily rising. Toxic proteins are slowly accumulating. The clock doesn't pause for anyone. But it is not too late. Your brain retains a remarkable, almost miraculous capacity to heal and rebuild. If you supply it with the right raw materials. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections, strengthen existing ones, and even grow entirely new cells, doesn't vanish with age. It simply needs to be activated. And these 8 foods are the activation keys. Your mind is still yours. Your memories are still there, waiting to be reinforced, protected, and preserved. You just need to feed your brain what it's been starving for, starting right now. Starting today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Now we want to hear from you. This is the part that matters most. What's the one thing you've been forgetting more often lately? A name? A familiar word? Where you left your keys? Whether you already took your medication this morning? Be completely honest, there's no judgment in this community. Only understanding, support, and shared determination. And which of these 8 brain-saving foods are you most excited to try this week? Which one genuinely surprised you? Drop your answers in the comments below. We are reading every single comment. We are replying to every story. This community grows stronger with every voice, and yours matters more than you know. Share this video with someone whose memory you want to protect, a parent, a spouse, a sibling, a lifelong friend. Send it to them right now while it's fresh in your mind. One share could be the razor-thin difference between a mind that slowly fades into silence and a mind that fights back, rebuilds, and wins. And always carry this truth with you: your best years are not behind you. They can still be ahead, vibrant, sharp, full of clarity and connection. Science is proving it every day with new research. These foods are proving it in clinical trials and real kitchens around the world. And you, by watching this video, by choosing knowledge over fear, by refusing to accept cognitive decline as inevitable, you are proving it too. Thank you for watching. Thank you for choosing to protect your brain. And thank you for being part of this extraordinary community. We'll see you in the next video. Take care of your mind, it's the most precious thing you own.